Okay. Hopefully it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. So we just did delete the to-do app. Okay. Come back to that. Okay. So we're gonna install the dependencies. Unless I already did that. Okay. And then we're going to run start, and that should open up this. Cool. Okay, we have an app. All right, so let's just do. Okay, so I know you probably read a lot about like class components, but those are kind of like getting old. Like people are starting to not use them anymore. So what we're gonna do is let's just do. So we don't need this image. And we don't need this. Okay, so let's do, let's say, alright, so we want it, input, to-do input, right? And then we want to-do list, right? Okay. So to input, we can, we're just gonna make this, styled components. This way. Okay. Import styled from styled components. Okay, so then we're gonna do style.div. Sorry, input. And then we can say like, I don't know, width 400 pixels, we can say. And then we need to build the to-do list. And this will take to-dos. I'll start like this. So we have props, right? Do you know what props are?
Yeah, I did, but I don't remember. Like, it was passive stuff. I don't remember at all. I need to go through it again. I know that.
Basically, think of like a function, right? Where you have like add equals a, b, and then you just add a plus b, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you have a component, like for instance, to-do list, let's first. So first, before I get to making those components and explaining all this stuff, let me just do state. So there's this new thing with React called hooks. Use state is one of them. So we can say to-dos and set to-dos equals use state, and then this is going to be an array, right? Because that's what that's basically we're gonna, whenever we add a to-do, then we want to display that to-do in the list, right?
Right, we want to add it. Yeah, you want to keep them in an array. Yeah.
Yeah. So to-dos equals to-dos. So I'm passing in to-dos into the to-do list, right? So here we have props.
Okay.
So if I console log to-dos props.to-dos, that's what that's doing. Anytime I pass something like this in, this key right here goes into the props.
Okay.
So let's also do const new to do and set new to do. And this is going to be a string because anytime that we type in here, we want this to update, right? This new to do, right?
Yeah.
So we can say value equals new to do, and then on change, and here we have event set new to do, event.target.value. Okay. And then just so that this isn't error, I'm just going to do that. Okay. Let's take a look at what this looks like. So I have a little thing here, and I can type in, right? This is where when we add a new to do, we're just going to type something in here, right? So what's happening there? Well, when I type a letter, we get this event on change object, right?
Yeah.
And then basically when you type, this function gets called, right? And it passes an event into this function, and then the event contains a target. And what is the target? The target is this actual input. It's the actual, this is the target, this input element. And then we can access .value, right? Which, yeah. And then when we set new to do, then it updates this right here. If we type the letter A, then this is going to be A, right? So if I console.log new to do, when I type here A, it says new to do A. And I type B, AB, right?
Yeah.
So every time that we do this, it triggers a re-render, meaning this whole thing gets run again, and then this displays like what is different, right?
Yeah, that's state is doing that, isn't it?
Yeah, state causes re-render.
Yeah.
So you can tell that when every time I type, this to-dos thing also console logs, and that's because this is getting re-rendered, which means this is getting rerun. Okay, so now that we have that, let's add like a submit button. Click submit. Just say background. Ooh, I don't know.
Are those back picture put in there?
Yeah.
What's that do? What's that for?
It is one sec. So basically what that's doing is this is considered a string template literal.
Okay, yeah.
Or sorry, a tagged template literal.
Yeah.
And basically what that means is if I say like tagged, let's say create say hello to. And then I think it goes strings variables. And then let's do say hello to, and I call it. This is me calling it. And I can say that, if I have a variable here called like person or name. Hello.
Yeah, so you can concatenate with like without having to do the what do you call it?
So see how this says strings and it's got an array of strings? Hello, isn't this cool? And then I have the variables, which is Alex. And so basically it allows you to do certain things like this. So for instance, we can pass in variables into here and it will do something like.
Yeah, that's a JavaScript thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that now. It was like last week or something that did that. That's what I thought it was something like that, but I couldn't quite remember. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I don't use it that much, so okay.
Yeah, don't worry too much about the implementation and how those exactly work. Just know that whenever you want to create an input element, you just do style.input and then you just put your CSS in there, right?
Okay.
Super simple. Don't even like worry about this, what I'm doing here, because this is like, don't worry about this .adder stuff. I'm just doing that because I just want it to look cleaner right here. Okay, so we now have a submit button, an input button, and a list that has nothing in it. So let's do okay, so what did I just added CSS to make this a column, so then whenever we have stuff that goes into this, like our to-dos, then it will display top to bottom instead of like doing all this like row kind of stuff. Okay, let's look at it. So we have a submit button, and we have our thing. So what do we got to do now? What do you think we should do? How do you think we should do this?
On click, save it to the so you get it submit. So on click submit, yeah. Okay, then you're gonna take it and you take that value and store it in the array, right?
Okay, how am I gonna do that?
I'm trying to remember how I'll do that. Update the state of the of your
So we're calling set new to do here to update the input, right? So if we need to update the list of to-dos, you would call set to-dos, right?
yeah, you're gonna okay, yeah. Yeah, what the fuck with that triple dot thing? That's all another thing. I don't know what that does.
Spread. see. A. B equals 4, 5, 6. Or both equals Does that make sense?
Kind of. What was it called again? Spread?
Yeah. I mean, are you looking at this?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. So saving those, save another one, B, and then. So it's just calling that the whole array then. Is that right?
It's I'm spreading A and B together into a new array called both, right? And then this is both.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. Kind of just. I like to know how shit works, so.
Just for now, don't worry about don't worry about like how they implemented this. Just know that this
right.
is
Yeah, I'm not. I need to know like at some point, you know.
Yeah, or I mean, I have no idea how this works, but I guess, yeah. I mean,
It would just make more sense to me, I guess. You know, like I knew how it worked. I guess. I'm not talking about like low level compiler shit. I'm just saying like at least look at the documentation.
person equals name Chris. And then later, let's say that we want to update the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can say
Okay, so it's okay. So it's just a way of like, if you get like 100 things in that object, you can just instead of having to like go through and type them all out or whatever, you just pull the whole object in and it displays the whole thing essentially, or lets you, I guess, access anything in it like that, like as one. If you're combining them like that. I'm just trying to think of use cases for it, like what would you do with it?
What do you do with it?
How would you use it? Like what would be the purpose of that?
This is a prime example. We want to add a new to-do at the beginning of the array. And then we want to overwrite this with this new array that has the new to-do at the beginning.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're adding it to the beginning of it, and then you're adding the other stuff at the end. You're taking everything that was done before. Right, yeah.
So now when I type in first to-do, click submit, we have first to-do in the to-dos list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at how we can do this. So we have props.todos.map to do.
Let's iterate over each one.
So this syntax right here, where it has this parentheses like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's an auto returning. It just automatically returns everything inside of it.
Okay.
So basically, I'm basically just looping over the to-dos,
Right.
and then for each to-do, display it in a div.
Okay. Yeah, does the dot map do that?
Yeah. So if I click it, first to-do. Now we have to have a key. Whenever you do this, you always have to have a key. And this is just the index, the current place in the array.
All right. Okay.
So I don't know if you noticed, but one thing that it is there is now we have this that's the same. I mean, like when you click submit, it did never go away, right? Okay, so
Clear out.
tell me how we would do that.
On submit, I don't know. Update clear the box. I don't know how you do that though. You would do it in your submit button, wouldn't you?
Okay, so you're saying here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
After your set to dos, I guess.
Huh?
After your set to dos.
Okay. What would we do? How would we do it?
I honestly have no idea.
Well, how are we when we type into the input? How are we doing it there?
What do you mean typing into the box?
So when we type into here, how are we making it so that we can type into it? And then when we click submit, then it goes here. How are we making this show up in here?
On click or on the key press or whatever that you're talking about?
Yeah, how are we storing the value of the input in our state?
You're on change or on click on submit, and then let's see.
I'm talking strictly about just the typing, like.
The on change.
Okay. So on change, we do what?
Set it a blank. Set the target dot value to a blank string.
So right now what we're doing is when we type, we set the state with the value that we just typed. So we're calling set new to do.
Yeah. Okay, so
maybe we just need to call this like text. Is that easier to understand?
Oh, let me look at it here again. So you got two variables, right? The const text and set text. Both of them are blank at the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then coming through here and text, okay. And then on event, setting set text to, okay. Yeah, that makes a little more sense to me. Okay. So we click submit, right? We're gonna want set text, or wait, we're gonna want text to be blank, aren't we? What the hell is showing on there? Like, which value is in that box?
Text.
Text? Okay. Yeah, so we want to set text to blank.
Okay.
And set text to blank as well.
Wait, what?
What we want to...
You're like right there. But I was just confused with like the last part that you said.
Oh, well, because don't you want to blank both of them? Because on change, you're like...
This changes every time that someone
Okay,
types.
yeah, that would change if you set the text to...
This is not... We do not control this. This is like... This is built into JavaScript.
Yeah.
This is only...
Right. So anytime you change text, then that's gonna change whatever SetText is, correct?
Whenever you type, JavaScript calls this function inside of this on change. So
okay, we don't have to do anything to SetText then.
Well, so when we click the submit button, what is the goal?
To store that value that's in SetText to...
We want to add it here, number one, and number two, we want to clear this.
Right. Okay.
So if we want to clear it, what do we do?
You're gonna want to set text to blank string.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that was pretty easy.
Okay, yeah. So it is doing it right. I got a little lag here, so it can't quite tell.
Oh, it's laggy.
Well, just the video, like when you click it, like it updates, then you click something else, and it's like I still see like the next thing. I get it though.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, why don't you try doing this? Or let me see again what you have.
Class crap. You said they're not using that.